I'm still waiting for your response. I can see Yusuf Wahab saying hi and others as well. Still waiting for your response so that we can start this. Sorry for the delay. I think it was due to network issue. So I have to change my network in order to come live again. So we just give like 3 minutes so that others will join us, and maybe just try to like this video at least for the YouTube, to recommend it for your friend, and also you can also share. If you want anybody to join us this night, just share it. Let's start something on business intelligence and data analytics. I guess Wahab is currently online, Olayemi is online, and I still have like other 4 people which I don't know their name, but I can see them online here. If you have any question, anything based on data analytics, where do you want us to start from? Are we starting from the beginning, or you have prior knowledge about what we are trying to discuss? Just let me know. If you have any question, what do you think? Where do you think we should start from? Are we to start from scratch, or we have to start from intermediate or advanced level? At least in order to balance this class. So while we are asking, we are starting now. So I just want you to give me your experience, or let me just say, where do you want us to start from? So business intelligence is all about maybe getting, let me say, making the right decision or telling story about your business data. All what we are dealing with here is all about data, and kind of the best way to present your data is telling story about it. Let people kind of, oh, you are making sense out of your data. You have huge amount of data from your company, from your sales, from HR, and many more, and you are trying to make sense out of it. You are trying to tell people, we want them to make right decision based on their operation, or based on their let me say, based on what they are doing within your organization. So you are trying to kind of, through their data, you want them to make right decision that will help their business to grow in future. At least if they should know what is wrong with their system, they'll be able to perfect it in the nearest future. Probably, let me give an instance. We have last year there was pandemic and every business was shut down. The business, were they able to sustain the business up to the moment we are in now, or the business have run out, and many things like that based on their data. So were they able to make sales? Were they able to use online to kind of continue their system without any effect, and so many things like that? So if you have kind of, what do you think, which tools do you think we should start from, we should start with to start our data analytics? And what is your suggestion? We have Microsoft Excel, we have Google Sheets, we have Power BI, we have Lumira SAP, and many software. We have Q-Link. So which one do you think we should use for our data analytics? Where do you want us to start from? Do you want us to start from Microsoft Excel? Do you want us to start from maybe data entry into Microsoft, or any other spreadsheet? No, or you want us to start by understanding the system of database, how to keep data? So what do you suggest? Just let me know your opinion, so that I won't just jump into conclusion and say, okay, you guys understand what I'm trying to say, and then I will just kind of move on with whatever I decided on. So I just want all of us to be on the same page. Let's know where to start from. From my end, my plan is, okay, let's start from Microsoft Excel, so that everybody should be able to understand how to arrange data, how to enter data, what are the possible problems you can encounter while working with data. So those are the type of things I'm just running through my mind, like, okay, if you can start from that, everybody should be able to understand how to enter data, how to validate your data in order to avoid error in future while trying to analyze your data. It's good to understand data types sometimes, not even sometimes. It's very important when it comes to data analytics. You need maybe, for instance, now where you're supposed to enter number, you enter character. For instance, now you want to enter 0, you enter O, capital letter O within your number. You might not know where the problem is coming from, but you just realize that you are getting error while trying to analyze your data. Sometimes also, while dealing with different type of system, maybe you have people using what are they calling it? Maybe some people using system that is speaking UK English, while other people, someone within your company or someone within your in your environment is using someone within your vicinity is using a system speaking American English. Sometimes this can cause conflict within your data. If you are talking about American English says what month comes before day, then you put your year. But whilst dealing with British English, they said what your day comes before month, then you put your year. All these things usually cause contradiction between data. So you have to try to avoid all these problems from beginning. That reason why it's good to validate your data. It's good to perfect your template. If your data source is clean, to analyze it won't give you any issue. So that is what I'm trying to explain in this first video of this series. If you look at your sheet very well, your Microsoft Excel sheet, for instance, even if you go to your Google Sheet in your Google Cloud, you will see a lot of things. Maybe when you type your data, you enter your data into a particular cell. If it is number, automatically it will jump into what? It will jump into the right. It will align to the left, to the right. Why if it is number? Why if it is character? Character will jump into where? Into the left hand side of your cell. So this showing that by default, we have what? We have our number aligned to the right, while we have our character aligned to the where? Aligned to the left. So let me kind of just, before I move forward, I will try to introduce myself. I will tell you a little bit about myself, and also let me say, just give you my experience so far in data analytics. So if you are with me, just let me know. I'm still waiting for your response. Just drop your on your chat box. Just try to type something. Let me know where you are watching from. So, and what you are catching up with, just let me know so that if you have any question, just try to drop it there before I move forward. So, in my let me share my screen. So far, if you can hear what I'm saying, just identify yourself. And if you are with me, if you are on the same page, if you understand what I'm saying, just let me know. I want to share my screen and I want to just present a little, let me say, one or two slides about business intelligence, and then we start practical. This class is going to be practical. We want to be doing it every Saturday. We want to, at least when you learn something by this Saturday, by next week you should be able to come up with your own idea with whatever you've learned so far, so that everybody will gain from what you are doing. Still waiting for people. So let me share my screen for everybody to see where I'm going. So let me share my screen. So in this video I'm going to show you, this is our banner. So this is all about this program, and a little bit about myself. My name is Hafiz Babatunde, and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, and also I'm a Microsoft certified data analyst on Power Platform, software developer as well. And this is who I am. I'm kind of into software development, uh, business intelligence analytics, and other related IT projects. So if you want to follow me on my Twitter, the handle is at the web guru. On my YouTube channel, Hafiz Babatunde, if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel in case when we are having something like this. And also if you want to send message to me or you want to send me email, just type info@hafizabatunde.com, and this is my LinkedIn profile. If you kind of want to join me on my LinkedIn connection, just try to go with that. And today all what we are talking about is about business intelligence. Let's take for instance, you have a shop, you are running a shop, you people do come every day to come and buy something from you. People do come every day to come, and maybe you are providing a services to people. You have a particular service or one or two services that you render to the people, or you sell goods. You know, day in day out people will be coming to your shop or anywhere you are in order to kind of do business with you. So this business, you have to have a data to track your customer. You have to how you operate all your businesses. So you have to have all these things on your, at least in your record, either in an old way or in a new way. You know, we have old way of doing things and we have new way of doing things. So for instance now, during the olden days, people take maybe a ledger, they have ledger book in their shop or offices, whereby if anybody come around to come and buy something, they write the name, what that person bought, and time or date as well. They will be putting date on top each says. So now doing this, after doing that for a while, people will still go, maybe at the end of the year they'll be tracking whatsoever they've sold so far in that year, and many things. They try to kind of balance their system. So in the new way of doing this thing, we have spreadsheets everywhere. Maybe you have Microsoft Excel, or you have your Google Sheet. So you can enter your data, everything that is happening within your company, you enter it into your system, or you use a particular form to capture, either in different way. Maybe you are using form to capture your data. You are using different type of method. We have image data, character recognition, and image recognition using artificial intelligence. We have data form to capture data. So all this aspect is all about capturing your data. Capturing this data is automatic. It's not like before that we normally use manual way of entering data into our system. So it keeps us your records on a system in an organized way. So when you organize your data, that's what we call database management system. So you organize your data in form of what? Table, and which this table has rows and fields. So that's organized way of keeping your data. We have row and we have columns, which is feed. So with title or with feed name, which carries all this your data and many things like that. So so doing this, you have to do what? You have to try to capture your data in an automatic way, and then after that you try to analyze it, like, okay, in this year so far, which product are we selling most within our company? Which product are we doing best? So at least everybody wants to know, like, oh, which product is selling faster in our company, which product is people are buying more, so why are they buying it? If people are buying things from you, you should know, okay, sorry, let me forecast, in the nearest future, are they going to be buying this product like this? So if they are not buying it, why again? Okay, even this business you are doing, is there people, are people in your vicinity recognize your product? What are they talking about your product? Have you ever to try maybe to get feedback about your product from your customers? So you want to get feedback about your product, about your company, about your staff. HR need to get feedback about their staff. How are they doing? Are they treating customer well? All those things. So at least they are trying to do what? They are trying to get in touch with their customer. So with this, you should be able to sorry, you should be able to analyze your data. You should be able to tell a story about your data and try to forecast. That's what we call foresight about your business. So this is all what we are going to be looking at. How can you do this in maybe representing your data with table, with chart, infographics, and also maybe you want to represent your data with map. Maybe your data have location and you want to represent your data with map. So we have different way of presenting data, and the way that
Show you how to leverage a Python anomaly detection algorithm called isolation force
is what you are going to look at
and create
in
a
our
dashboard
with
Power BI.
this class. So I don't know if you are ready today. Maybe you can jump into basic intro of Microsoft Excel so that we can start from there, and then maybe by next week we move on and then go deep into practical. If you are still with me on this channel, you kindly do me a favor by liking this video, or you share with your friend. Let them join us. Let them also learn something new in case it might be helpful for them. or you share and you like this
So,
video.
the first thing I'm going to do
So
is walk you through the code. It's not that complex.
uh,
And then
I
pipe that
think
over into Power BI and then
with
visualize
this
all this in a
we should be able
dashboard.
to do
So,
something
the
better
first thing
together.
that I'm doing,
I don't know if you can still hear me. If you're online, just let me know. Let's know where we are going. Where are we starting from? Just drop your comment, or we stop it today. By next week we continue. And if you are not able to watch this video, at the moment, kindly share with your friend, or maybe when you watch it later, share with your friend, and let us kind of have discussion together. Let us try to get let's make the right decision. Kindly do what? If you are still online, just let me know. If you are still online, let me know. Let me know what to do. What are we doing next? So after the whole introduction, the basic aspect of your data analytics is to know how to make sense out of your data. We are almost this is almost 30 minutes of this program. Just let me know. I'm seeing I from Solis, I'm seeing I from Onibani, I'm seeing I from Wahab, I'm seeing I from Komolafe. So I guess just tell me what's your what do you think? What do you think we should do? Should we continue with this, or we with basic intro, we should continue the other day, next time? So I'm still waiting. And just help me to like this video. No one has liked this video among you guys, so just like this video. Let me see. Let's YouTube recommend this video for your friend and family. So far you are within the same region, they should be able to recommend this video. And also you can share the link with your friend, so that we can have good time together, and we can have happy learning our time together. So with the intro, I guess if we are to start now, I will
in my Jupyter
I will
notebook
like to share my
is
screen
loading.
and open up my Microsoft Excel, since that's where everything starts from. So entering our data into spreadsheet, or if you are the type that doesn't like Microsoft, but I will recommend Microsoft products for you, so that at least you should know, all of us, we should be same page. Some people use Google Sheets, I don't know, but to me, if you don't have internet, you can't use Google Sheets. The best software I would recommend to you is Microsoft Excel. Just have it installed on your system. If you don't have what do you call it, if you don't have desktop app, just try to download it on your system. Download Office on your system. That's the first thing. That's where we are starting from. Download Office on your system after downloading it. If you are not using Office 365, or if you are not using what they call it, if you're not using latest version, try to upgrade yourself, because of as at 2019, Microsoft has they have upgraded some part of Microsoft Excel as well, because they always update this system every 3 years. Office Suite in general, they used to update it every 3 years. Just have that at the back of your mind. Like if you are using 2013 version of Microsoft Office, that means you are maybe almost, let me say, 9 years you are not up to date for back. So if you are using 2016, you are good. If you are using 2019, you are doing well. But if you are using Office 365, you are up to date as of today. So you know, when you are up to date, you should be able to do and undo on the system. So now let's start with maybe basic aspect of Microsoft Excel. We have been hearing Microsoft Excel. What are they using it to do? What is all about Microsoft Excel that is at least just basic formula or something like that. Most of us, we know that we can use, maybe do 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2 on Microsoft Excel, or have some basic on Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel, as you all know, is all about spreadsheets, data entry, data manipulation. You can store your data, but I'm telling you today that you have more than that in Microsoft Excel. You can do analytics on Microsoft Excel. You have business intelligence on Microsoft Excel. Not to talk of maybe advanced Microsoft Excel, but the BI in Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet developed by Microsoft for Windows, Mac OS, Android, and iOS, and any platform you are using. So Microsoft Excel, you can use Microsoft Excel even when you are on your mobile or your smartphone. Any moment you can use Microsoft Excel. Even Microsoft Online, you can use it. Maybe you don't have the desktop application, you are not up to date, you can use Microsoft Excel Online to do any manipulation you want to do. General definition of Microsoft Excel is all about, what are they calling it? It's a spreadsheet, as we all know, which we use to do what? To do data manipulation, data entry, maybe to record and analyze numerical and statistical data. So it provides multiple features to perform various operations like calculation, pivot table, graph, tools, macro programming. Don't be surprised that someone will tell you that there's programming in Microsoft Excel which you call macro, and that's VBA, Visual Basic for Application. So it is compatible with OS like Windows, Mac OS, Android, and iOS. So it's a collection of columns and rows that form table. So if I open up my Microsoft Excel now, all of us will be able to understand, like, okay, this is what they call Microsoft Excel. So it's all about having rows and columns, organizing our data in rows and columns. So let me open up my Microsoft Excel, and if you can see my screen, just say I'm with you if you can see my screen. So let me try to share my screen. Let me share my screen with you. So if you can see my screen, just let me know. And first thing to do is to launch your Microsoft Excel. How do you do that? How can you do that from your system? If you are using if you are familiar with Windows very well, if you do Control Escape will pop up your menu on your system. Just type anything you are looking for. Just type Excel. So as you can see, After typing Excel, it pop up my application, and there I have what I have my Microsoft application, Microsoft Excel application showing on my system. If you are using 2000 Excel 2007, if you are using 2013 Excel 2013, but anything from Microsoft Excel Office 2016, you might not see anything with dealing with year in front of your Excel. So you only what you see is Excel, and you do what you just click on it, it will open up your Microsoft Excel application for you. So open up your Microsoft Excel, you are going to see many things, and this how it will come up on your system. This is how it will come up. So because I'm using latest version, I'm using Office 365, so I have Microsoft 365 on my system. That is another entire uh, another discussion in Microsoft environment. So of Microsoft 365 is all about latest application of Microsoft products. So whereby we have different type of things. We have such as Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Word, Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Power Hub, Power Automate, Power BI, Virtual Agent, and many things like we have to do, we have Planner, and many things like that. So this is my Microsoft Excel, and this is what I'm having currently. So yeah, this is my Microsoft Excel application. What do I need to do here? Seeing this for the first time, what do you think? Let me make my mouse to be seen by everybody. Let me try to make it more my screen so that you can see clearly. This is our Microsoft Excel. So as we all know, we have rows and column. This is my column. My column is all about we have A, B, C. The name my column in form of A, B, C. While I have my rows in form of 1, 2, 3. For the first thing, I would like to ask you, how many number of rows do we have in Microsoft Excel, and or let me say how many number of columns do we have in Microsoft Excel? If you know the answer, kindly drop your answer on the chat. Let me see who will win that. So going forward, we have cell, the let me say intercept of column and row in our spreadsheet form a cell. So we have a cell in our Microsoft Excel. A cell is something like this. You know, for instance, the address of this first cell in my Microsoft Excel is what? Is A1. So I'm having A, and also I'm having 1 on my row. Column A, row 1. That's A1. So that's all about my Microsoft Excel. So all about this particular cell in my worksheet. You know, I have worksheet 1 here. This is the name of my sheet, so I can rename it if I like, or I can leave it like that. So now, what else can I do with this? How can I store my data? How do I start with Microsoft Excel? I will just walk us through this interface first. The interface is having ribbon. This ribbon has tab. We have many tabs on this ribbon. I have home tab, we have insert, and I have quick access bar at the top. I have title, and I have search bar on my title bar, and also I have all this maybe minimize icon and some other things. This is the name of my workbook. The workbook I'm working with currently is titled book 1. So also I have quick access. I can do this or this quick toolbar, and in each tab I have different different group. We call all this one group. You know, we have clipboard, we have font, we have alignment, we have number, style, cell, editing, and analysis and sensitivity. So this all what I have on my home tab. If you go to insert tab, I have different type of things there. I have preferred table, recommended preferred table picture. You can start shape into your worksheet. So we have advanced many things here, up to I have draw. You can draw with your Microsoft Excel. You can do page layout, formulas, data, and many things like that under developer view. And how do we go about all these functionalities? So someone say, Solis is saying that we have 676 column. So but how many number of rows do we have? How do you get that? So let me just quickly give you a hint about that. You do what? You press Control key. You just click on the first cell, which is your A1, and click on the hold on your Control key and click arrow pointing down on your keyboard. So it will take you to the last row of your Microsoft Excel, which is what? Which is 1,048,576. That is the that's what we have on our number of rows we have on our Microsoft Excel worksheet. So but when it comes to advanced level of Microsoft Excel, I believe we have more than this. If you take your data to data model, even if your data has over 10 millions of rows, you can still store it in your Microsoft Excel if you are dealing with modeling. So you are dealing with data model, you take your data into Power Query and many things like that. So when we get there, you should be able to understand that. So this number of rows that we have in our Microsoft Excel, what of our columns? Just press Control key and go to your last, press arrow pointing to the right. It will take you to the last column of your Microsoft Excel worksheet. So and the name of the column, the last column is what? SFD. That's what we have on our Microsoft Excel. So now today I'll just quickly tell you how to enter some data into your Microsoft Excel. Let's say for instance, let me use someone's name here. I'm typing Yusuf here on the first on my column on the cell B2, and also on cell D3 I'm typing 1,048,000 576 here. So you can see the difference. By default, I'm dealing with number here, I'm dealing with character here. The character is aligned to the left while number is aligned to the right. That is by default. So showing that anytime you type a number or you go through a particular data and the data instead of number, if that column is number column and the number is now aligned to the left, you just know that there's something wrong to your data and try to adjust it. So probably if I mistakenly type this same number now, and instead of having 0 I now put capital O and then let me do 48,576. So you see it will move to the right because there's a character in this number. So probably it's telling us that no, there's a mistake in this number. So don't do that mistake. It will cause a lot of issues with your data. So also let's talk about date. Date is something that always causes problem within organization on if they don't have policy. If you have policy and everybody within your organization is following the same pattern, especially maybe for instance all of you are using a system speaking American English, or most all of you are speaking let me say you are speaking UK English. So everybody will understand, okay, this is the format our system is using. If I copy my data and share with you now, it won't affect any of my date. Let's say for instance now I have a date saying that today's date is 13th of February 02 2021. So you see this today's date, and also let me type another date and say 05, which is 5th of May 05 05 2021 2021. So, and I press enter here. So by, you see, you should be able to notice something here. There's something wrong. This showing that this first date, why date supposed to be a number, why is it not aligned to the right? Because by default date is also a number in our Microsoft Excel. So now, why is it not aligned to the left? This 13 is showing that no, this date formatting is not correct. This date formatting is not correct, if you can see clearly. So that's the meaning, that's the reason why I'm having it aligned to where, aligned to the left. Date supposed to align to the right by default. No, what's my mistake here? Okay, let me also type this same format. So we say 13th of February, and we know that American system will not understand this format of English. Like, okay, your day comes before month, so by default my month supposed to come before day. Let me now say I'm writing February 13 2021. So if you can look at this very well, it's aligned to the left, to the right by default. Now what else? This another, if you check this same date now, sometimes this system can, if you are copy, if the system is American system, it will accept it as what, as 5th May 5th 2021. If system is speaking British English, it will accept it as what, 5th of May 2021. But this will cause a lot of confusion. So now let me clarify this thing, to avoid all this problem. For instance, now let me just say, in Nigeria, if you go to airport, we speak both,
in all the essential
we speak
library.
both language, both American, we follow both system, American and UK. So you can see cab slash what, cab slash taxi. America is using cab while UK is using taxi. So we are a little bit confused about ourselves. So let me just say, to clarify this, there's a format you can use to write your date while working on Microsoft Excel. Just do something like this: 13th of February 2021. So by default this one will not give you any issue. If I also type 5th of May 2021, so, and this both will take you to where, it will take you to it will align to the right by default. So with this, you should be able to know, okay, there are some tips you have to know in Microsoft Excel that will help you while working with your data. So let's do simple calculation and then wrap it up today. Let me just say data entry for this sheet. I can rename it. If you want to rename this sheet, just double click and do, let me call this data entry, and I will just say one or two things on how to protect your file, and then maybe do a little bit of calculation, and then we'll wrap it up today. So let me do another sheet and call this one simple calculation. So let me title this, let's have a table, student ID, and let's say the ID starts with what, 1001, and then let me assume that I have 2 or 5 students. Oh, sorry. Let me type the second one and say 110002. So I can drag it down and it will auto increase this table for me. So now let me have a name, or let me say first name, I have last name, so and then let me say we have test score, and then we have exam score. So let's have it like this, and then let me say first name, I'm having Olumide, I'm having Olumide Victor, I'm having Komal Esther, Solace Tech. So yeah, let's say the test score is 25, or let me 25, 19. So the exam score, we can have total here, and then let's do this. Let's expand this exam score. Let's say 49, 50, 61. So let's assume this is what we have here, and I want to get the total now. What will I do to get the total? I need to sum this and this together. So what do I need to do? I can just type anything whenever you want to write formula in your Microsoft Excel, you use what? You start with equal sign. So the first thing to type here, you can click here and type, or you come to your formula bar. This is our formula bar, and this is our name box. You see this box that I click on now, the cell is what cell G4. So I can do what? Equals to sum what for me from this one to this one. You can highlight and the bracket, so and you have 74. So what next do I need to do? Just double click this and it will auto fill for you, or you can drag. So you can drag like this. So this type of things. So okay, the way I arrange the student ID here is like I type the first one and the second one, and if I drag it down, and after highlighting the first one and the second one, what I did was like, okay, I just highlight and then use the plus sign I'm seeing here and drag it down. It will auto give you, it will increment it by 1, because the default is what you start with 1 and 2. If you start with maybe you start with 0, let me say 11001, and the second ID you enter is 11003, the increment will be what? Will be 2. So if I do like this, you see I'm having 5, 11, 13, 15. So that's how it works. So in case you want to do, instead of wasting your time typing one after the other, you can do what? You can kind of just jump it off. So yeah, the next thing to do here is what? I want to calculate the average of this number. Okay, let me just say I don't need the average, but let me say I need grade here. You can also, if you have multiple scores, maybe let me say grade. If you have multiple exams, maybe you have exam 1, exam 2, exam 3, you can do average. So but in this format now, we want to use a conditional statement using if. So the if is going to tell us if this so student is scoring A or B or C. So I guess with that you should be able to know how to manipulate some things. So we call it conditional statement, which is if so thing happen. This is how it works. Let me use my notepad. Let me use my notepad to explain this thing. So let's assume that where's my notepad. So okay, whiteboard. Let me use whiteboard. I don't know. Let me use I want to use something. Okay, let me use my I have it to zoom it. Let me zoom it here and do control 1 2 3 4 2 4. So so if I have on my Excel here, if I do if statement is what? Let me draw. Let me use red pen. So if I have if I'm having if here, if my conditional statement, you have to have my condition. I can say if A is greater than B, if A is greater than B, if A is greater than B, like this. So what would be my statement? What do I want to do with it? I can say, okay, all my statements will be inside this bracket. So my statement will go like this. So if A is greater than B, do I need? So or else if A is not equal greater than B, that would be my S statement. I now have S. So how do we apply this in our Microsoft Excel? This is programming format, but how do we apply something like this in our Microsoft Excel? And so I guess we look at that in our next class. So let me go back and using it. So that's how it works, so I can just do what, clear this. So another thing I want you to understand is let me close all this. So if I'm drawing, so let me clear all this. Let me clear all this on my screen. Let me clear everything. So yeah, the next thing I want to, let's save this document. How do you save in your Microsoft Excel? Just go to your file, come to your file and do save. So but we have many things in this save of a thing. So if you want to save your document, first thing, look at this very well. Look at it very, very well. This document is asking for file name. Let's say YouTube. YouTube BI timeout. So I'm saving it as what? Excel workbook. Who is the author of this document? I'm the author. That's the reason why my name is appearing there. If you are the author of a file, kindly put your name, so in case someone might want to claim your document. If you want to add a tag, if you want to add a title to this document. So another thing is how to manage your document. If you don't want someone to do what? To edit your document, how can you password it? If you don't want someone to kind of, let me say, edit the document or even open it at all, you don't want them to read it, you can copy it to a flash and say, okay, let me give it to so person to open this document. If you don't want any other person to check this document, you can add password to it. Go to general option and do what? Type the password to open, and also type a password to modify. I have such files on my system. Maybe you have your password, everything you have been using, your email address, everything, you save it somewhere, and you don't want anybody to check it. You do what? You password it, and nobody can modify it, nobody can do anything to your document. So that's how you can just provide document that can say, okay, let me use 123 for this one. For them to open it, you have to use 123. For them to edit it, you have to use 123 for. But mind you, if you forget this password, you won't be able to do what? You won't be able to do anything to this document again. So password to proceed, 123. So password to modify, 1 2. So I hope this is correct. I will now save it on my on my document and say save. So let's close this document and open it again and see what will happen. So you go to, let me say, we have YouTube BI timeout, and this is it. So you open it. Immediately you try to open this document, it will request for what? It will request for password. So the password to open is what? 123. Let's enter 123. So the password to edit this document is 1234. So, and then you can open now. So if you forget the password, it won't be able to come up. So, and that will be all for today. Thanks for joining me today. I hope we see next week. There's a lot of way you learn. So if you can join, if you can't learn by yourself, try to join. You can't do self-learning, just join the community, and then I think that will be of more help for you to learn from other people, from people within the same. Maybe you have many people across your area doing the same thing. You can easily do what? So you can easily do group learning. You can organize events, you can organize meetup. At least those who know more than you should be able to teach you more about what they are doing. So I guess that's the only thing you can. If you can see my screen very well, if you can see my desktop, you can see we have a lot of people we roll together. So you learn from others, and I think that will step up your game in whatever you are doing. So thanks for joining me today. I guess if you have any other question, just connect me on my Twitter, which is at the Web Guru. So just connect me, message me, or on LinkedIn, just connect me and send me any message you feel like. Any question you have, just let me know. So I will be expecting your message, and have